Hello, fellow Star Wars fans, and welcome to the channel. It's time to talk about some Star Wars comics this week from Marvel. First of all, we have Jedi Knights, issue number 4. This is the Phaedra Gambit. This is written, of course, by Mark Guggenheim, and with artwork by Metabak, Muspikoff, and team. And this one is a really fun one, because if you're familiar with Mark Guggenheim's characters from Han Solo and Chewbacca, then you're going to feel right at home with this one. We have Phaedra, who we get to see a lot earlier on in her life. And Phaedra is a different kind of species of character. Her species is called a Quaraxian. They have a long lifespan because remember, Han Solo and Chewbacca, when we seen her in, that was after the events of Revenge of the Sith. This is before the events of the Phantom Menace, guys. So we're going way back in time, like 20-something years before that or whatever. But we pick up with this great moment when she has robbed a senator. And the senator had connections to Jabba the Hutt. So, of course, you're going to see all this scum and villainy working for Jabba the Hutt, trying to track her down. That's the entire crux of the story. Then we also get Qui-Gon Jinn and Shaak Ti involved, where they were tasked by the good old Munes of the Intergalactic Banking Coalition, or whatever they're called. Clan, not coalition. So they have an interest in that money that's gone missing. So they hired Qui-Gon, Shaak Ti to look into it. So it's a really fun story. What I'll say about this was a fun page-turner story. Mark Guggenheim as a big, strong background in TV series like Aurra, and you always feel, at least I do, like this feels more like a TV episode, because it's that really good whiz-bang Star Wars action. We have Wessel in the picture. We have Aurra. We have a character. Get this, guys. We have a character named Bane Maller. He is a background character from a deleted scene of Return of the Jedi. Talk about a deep cut there. So we got these guys working together, these guys and girls working together to try to get Phaedra. Turns out she was getting this money just to gamble with. And she was basically screwing everybody else over. We even have this big showdown on our shout-out. It's great to see that location again. And then Marshal Buck Vanto. Yes, the Marshal Buck Vanto from Han Solo and Chewbacca miniseries. Or maxi series, really. It was 10 issues. Shows up and gets duped by Jango Fett, who actually made an alliance with Phaedra. And that's really fun to see. So there's a lot going on here. As somebody who's a huge fan of these pre-Phantom Menace bounty hunters, I loved every moment of this comic. And there was even a cameo tease of this assassin that's after Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon senses him through the Force. Something's amiss. So a lot of cool connective stuff here. This may be my favorite of the Jedi Knight series. It just shows you how much range the team is able to deal with when they're doing more episodic approach to storytelling rather than serialized. Have different themes. Like last time we had the big kaiju type of issue. Now we have the big heist kind of what's going to go on with the action adventure here. So really love this one. One I didn't love as much, and I got to break it to you guys, is Fear of the Jedi issue number 5. We are all... this is written, of course, by Keeve Scott with artwork by Marika Cresta. And this one is the final issue for this 5-issue miniseries, in which case I say, why do we have this? And I hate to be so harsh, but when I get to the end of this, how it ends, it's like, really? There's another issue that we know about now? It's like, it felt like this didn't really need to be here in a way, because Keeve Trennis is the main character of these High Republic Marvel comics. This was way too much of an ensemble comic that didn't really feel like it went really far enough with any of the characters, and in particular Keeve Trennis. And there's moments in this that I really don't like when it comes to comics or storytelling in general, especially when it comes to Star Wars. Right? This entire issue is about, okay, the Nihil have this Hatar, child of the storm, who is creating a sphere engine and making not only Jedi, but everybody that's sentient be able to see their greatest fears because of this machine that she's using. It's masking all these creatures that are actually scav droids, and giant scav droids. It's attacking the fleet as it's trying to blockade and prevent more Nihil from reinforcing the ground siege of Iriadu. So we pick up and we see how all these Jedi are suddenly aware that these are just scav droids, not actual nameless in space and other crazy nightmarish things that they're thinking of. So they're struggling to get rid of these things. We have Keeve Trennis, who gets inside of the big one that's attacking the Geos, which is I want to say a hammerhead cruiser, but I know that's not the case. A long beam. goes inside and gets the communication going so everybody can hear her speech, which I do gotta pride Kevin and Scott on. That was a good speech for Star Wars in all its terms, just kind of rallying the people that can hear her. And just when all hope is lost, a magical fleet just arrives out of nowhere, and it's got, Kelnaka and his Padawan. It's got the Mon Calamari fleet. It's got the Togruta fleet. Heck, it even has Jabba the Hutt and a couple Hutts to reinforce them. And that's my big gripe with this one is this doesn't feel good. I mean, we really build up Keeve Trennis as his main character, Master Jedi, and she's saved by a bunch of characters that we don't really have any attachment to, no emotional kind of touch point here, with just a bunch of randos arriving and going, we're saving everybody. It's like, wait, really? Because we were doing something here, and it just felt like it was just lacking excitement for me, who as somebody who's attached to these more lead characters, only get saved by some no-name characters. So that really kind of irked me. Already going into this issue, I already had doubts that Kevin and Scott would be able to pull it off, because I'll be honest, this felt rushed. This comic book series felt rushed to tie into Trials of the Jedi before that ends everything, right? They wanted to have this out before June. And maybe it's my conspiracy theory, and I hate doing that when it comes to YouTube, because there's enough of that goes on without me having to chime in on it. But it just feels like, okay, they're just trying to rush this out to get this before Trials of the Jedi. And in that, we have lost a lot of things in between spaces here. This probably should have been a 10-issue mini-series or maxi-series to really flesh out this time period, because it just feels like last issue was like, wait, this is supposed to be the climax? This feels like the middle of this story. And it really irks me when they're like, oh, come back next month for the finale. It's like, so what exactly was the point of this? I hate to say that, because it just feels like, okay, we started at Naboo. They're trying to, protect that place. They did that. Then they came here and they're just trying to provide a blockade, and then magically the Nile just surrender. There could have been more deeper diving into that. Why did they surrender? What happens if I haven't read the High Republic Adventures and don't know that the Warden has been destroyed? Like, there's a lot of things here we needed annotations. It just felt rushed. And with that, I will say I'm very disappointed. As I was somebody who was really looking forward to this. I'm very disappointed with how this one ended. Don't mean to leave this video on a sour note, but that's all I got for you guys. So, what did you think about the High Republic Fear of the Jedi in general? And what did you think about Jedi Knights number 4, which I do really recommend, and that's really been a fun series. Definitely recommend Jedi Knights, but I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. For more on Star Wars, you are already in the right place. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that bell icon, so you'll be notified when my future videos go live. That's going to do it for me, Starrapter. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you always.